Hello
Hello
there.
there.
Kyle Katarn here,
And the Bendu.
coming back for another reaction to The Bad Batch.
Right. Season 2, episode 10. It's been
That's
quite a
right.
journey so far.
It really has, honestly. We've done a lot of things that I did not really expect us to be doing. I didn't really know what to expect in general, though, for the plot of season 2. Shout out to Nerd Chronic for editing this reaction for us and sneaking it past the Disney blockade. Your work is always appreciated. Yeah, we're in the middle of our first multi-episode arc that we've really gotten so far. They've all kind of been like one-shots in terms of the adventure kind of gets wrapped up by the end, and we're still stranded on this planet. We've got a bunch of Ipsium that's been mined. The Marauder has been stolen by someone we don't know who.
Some unknown short person.
Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
kid. It looks like a child from from what we saw. Like
Which
the
is what,
jacket they were wearing was a little too big for them, you know?
it's true. Which is what gives me hope that, we're going to get the Marauder back. We're going to get our shit back.
I hope so. I love that ship. The Marauders are a really, really cool
Right?
ship.
Right?
Not to mention Gonki's on there, all right? So, everyone's freaking out about the Marauder, but Gonki has been kidnapped. That's the real issue here for me.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot on that ship.
But speaking of which, we've got a Patreon poll.
Yes. This one was a little bit different. It was a little more interesting. It was open-ended. So
That's
I'm
right.
curious to see what some of the creative answers could be.
Yeah, normally our Patreon polls are like a yes-no kind of deal or a multiple choice, but this one was open-ended. We asked, who stole the Marauder? Is it a crime of opportunity, or do they work for someone else? And we got a bunch of responses here. Let's see.
My money is definitely crime of opportunity. That was my guess.
You think it was just someone else who was stranded there, and
Yeah.
they just saw the ship and made their move? That's fair. I think that's the most reasonable, likely outcome. But what if it is a big conspiracy? You know, what if they're working for someone? Kingston
Hondo.
Lore says either Hondo Jr. or Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Senator Binks, yeah.
I don't think he'd stoop that low. Is he a senator at this time? I think he is. I think he's
Probably
currently a senator still.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure City. He might actually just be on Naboo. I'm sure he's just chilling right now. It's not like, we saw how empty the Senate was.
That's true. That's true. A lot of worlds have already been pushed out, and we see by the time of Andor, so many more have been shut out and lost their representation. I feel like Naboo would never fully lose their place in the Senate since it's like the home world of the Supreme Chancellor. But at the same time, I can totally see their Gungan senator being replaced by a human. Boba Fettuccini says, the Marauder's gonk droid. It finally snapped after being part of Wrecker's Arm Day for years. Gonky would never. All right? He would never betray them like that. How dare you? Spencer Thurman says, I think they've been setting up Sid turning on the Batch all season. Starting with episodes 1 and 2, they failed getting Dooku's treasure. Episode 4 was when we got warned about trusting Sid. Episode 5, Sid sent them on a treasure hunt with Fee, her pirate friend who she trusts. Episode 6, they failed on their mission selling fake IDs. It's true, they keep coming home empty-handed every single time. I think Fee learned about their ship while she was with them, then Sid sent her to capture the ship and is setting them up to be captured or something else because they probably have a big bounty on their heads.
That's the only rationale I could think of, but if Sid were to really turn them in like that and collect the bounty, I feel like she would want to be more involved in the process.
And I will also point out that we did see the skin color of the person who stole the ship, and it does not match up with Wanda Sykes. Just saying.
Oh, like if it were her character again? Her character was
it was
really
a little
cool,
white
the
kid.
Indiana
Little white kid
Jones.
that stole the ship. It was not Fee.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Unless Fee is in tandem with this other person who actually did the legwork or something. But the person we saw, that wasn't Fee. Jared Cantor says, crime of opportunity, so agreeing with you, Bendu. Noel Dandis says, Sid set them up and arranged the theft. Her attitude when they asked for help said it all. Yeah, I could go either way on that one. A lot of people seem to think that Sid is setting them up. And while I agree she's shady, I thought her response was just pretty reasonable and within her normal lazy character. You know, she's kind of surly and I'm busy right now. Give me a few days. I didn't find it suspicious. I just felt it Sid, you suck, as usual, you know?
That's true. But again,
But that could be the perfect cover.
She continues to suck. It's like my nasals. Fucking allergies.
Yeah, I feel that. Try having a nose that's been broken twice. It's so hard to clear my sinuses, like when I get a cold. That Asian boy says, I have a feeling Sid hired someone to steal the Marauder and abandon the batch at the end of episode 4. Malagi told the batch, don't trust her. Yes, that's true. Sid totally sent the batch to that abandoned mine as a distraction, while the person she hired steals the Marauder so Sid can sell it and maybe sell the batch to the Empire. I don't like where this is going. Are people seeing something that I'm not seeing? Like, am I just a big mark for trusting Sid this whole time? Like, I knew that she was going to do some shady stuff, but I didn't think she'd try to sell them out to the Empire.
I don't think
That's
she would
rough.
sell them out to the Empire because
That's pretty extreme, man.
she's already been doing plenty of illegal things herself. So I don't feel like she would want to put that level of heat on her own back or that level of attention on herself.
Not to mention Trandoshan characters that aren't just bad guys are very hard to come by. So it would be kind of disappointing
That's
if the
true.
one like altruistic Trandoshan we've gotten in animation turns out to be like a villain.
Or yeah, B-list semi-villain of the show.
Although Star Wars has showed us before that you can come back from selling out the main characters to the Empire. Like that's not the end of a character. Like look at Lando Calrissian, you know? He did that straight away and then he became like a beloved member of the Rebel Alliance. So like even if she does that, it might not be the end of her. She might still be able to find redemption.
That's true. That's true.
Tristan Milner also thinks it was totally a setup. Unknown thief knew where the batch was and the empty mine and knew how to get in the ship. It does sound like an inside job. Jay is praying that it's Hondo, so that it fits his MO. Plus, I would love to see him get a Bad Batch makeover. It's true. Every time we see Hondo, he looks a little bit better because the animation has gotten a little bit more polished, you know? Clone Wars, then Rebels. It would be awesome to see him in Bad Batch as well.
I don't know even if it wasn't him directly, if there was still if it was still one of his crewmates, like if it was
You think
still
this has Hondo's fingerprints on it somewhere?
if it did, the jackets are very similar. Like not saying that it directly has to be him, but
well, the big puffy red coat totally does look like his jacket.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
The Clone
So it could
Wars.
be just someone in his crew,
The red and white color scheme actually also made me think Dr. Aphra for a second, but because of the timeline, she would be 6 years old during this, so I really don't think it's her.
Yeah,
Even though it did look like a kid.
Young.
It did look like a kid, but not a 6-year-old, you know? Promax Media says, I definitely think it was an associate of Hondo. If not, maybe he'll show up anyway as their way of getting it back. Who better than a pirate with lots of connections to track it down? That could work. That could totally work. Connie Tsang says, it's not Melch, but I want it to be Melch. Because where there's a Melch, there's a Hondo. Yeah, we don't know anything about Melch before he showed up in the Rebels episodes that he was in, and I feel like there's a backstory there that's worth telling, you know?
Yeah.
Ryan Medina says, I think it was a crime of opportunity, but it will turn out that the person who took it is part of an up-and-coming Rebel cell. Ooh, that would be a cool twist if this becomes their connection to a greater purpose, you know? They find out about this Rebel cell and then decide to leave Sid and go become part of something greater, maybe. 2 more comments. Mr. Napcake says, I'm willing to think it's someone working for Sid, trying to get the batch out of her hair for good so she isn't indebted to them.
Damn.
And Bladefire votes for crime of opportunity. Of course, it could also be Hondo related. So, the takeaway from that, it seems like the main consensus is that either Hondo is mixed up in this, Sid is selling them out, or it's a crime of opportunity and someone else is stranded on the planet. I don't know, man. I feel like all 3 of those are pretty feasible. Maybe I'm just not ready to condemn Sid yet. What do you think? Out of those 3 options, are you still thinking crime of opportunity?
I'm still thinking crime of opportunity. It would be a good moment for them to potentially, or for Filoni to tie other storylines and other characters of his into different worlds. But yeah, I don't think it's Hondo.
What do you mean by that? You mean they go off, they find out that whoever stole the ship is just another reoccurring Filoni-verse character, like Hondo, something like that?
If it was Hondo, yeah.
Sure, yeah. No, absolutely, yeah. Or it turns out that it's a whole crew of bounty hunters and Embo's there and Boba Fett's there. I don't think, for the record, that Boba Fett stole the ship.
Yeah. No.
Boba and Omega will meet someday, but I don't think it's here now.
That'd be a lot. That'd be a lot to throw to or at least insinuate that that's going to happen. But
Well, they can't. I feel like it's the alpha and the omega. That eventually it has to happen. Eventually they have to meet. The only question for me is, are they going to meet in Boba's story, or are they going to meet in Omega's story? Are we going to see this in animation or in live action? You know, because now we have two stories being told. Apparently, there's a rumor that Book of Boba Fett is going to get a second season. Also, I heard that today. So, who knows?
Interesting. Interesting.
All right, the episode is out. Are you ready, best friend?
Ooh, I gotta cue that shit up.
Do it.
I'm bored, I'm hot, and I'm starving! I told you to preserve your rations. Well,
He's a big dude.
We can track Gonki.
Yes, Gonki's coming in handy. Finally, I knew we could count on you, man. There it is. Oh my God, yes. Do your thing.
Jog. Dude voice, okay.
You got a throat tattoo. Did you see that?
Oh shit, you're right.
Mako, it's Benny.
Benny.
My scouting run took longer than expected, but I found something you're gonna like.
I swear to God, if Gonki saves the day on this one, I'm gonna be so happy.
Dude, the acoustic guitar is so Mando.
Yeah, they've really stepped up the
it's
music
so
since last episode
Mando.
as well.
And I'm just
Also,
like,
this
why?
environment is great. Look at this.
Why are we
Nice.
playing?
Concealing the ship.
That's wow.
Yikes. Kid's starving.
What is that? Rather, who is that? I don't think I've ever seen an armadillo person before.
I swiped it from some amateurs poking around the old mines in the Northern Territory.
Some amateurs.
Opportunity.
This could draw the wrong kind of attention.
I like his cybernetic arm.
Trying to cause problems for me.
I thought you could make some money off it, that's all. I swear.
But I'll have to sell it off piece by piece.
This'll still put me in contention for top earner this round, right?
We'll have to see, Benny. We'll have to see.
This is a bit of a Lady Proxima and the White Worms situation.
You can keep the droid.
What about water rations?
Barely get water.
Well, I mean, you saw how quickly he gobbled down that dusty
Yeah.
old nasty ration.
Gonk gonk.
Oh my God, his concerned gonk face.
His signal's 100 kilometers east. If Gonki's
Nice, they didn't
still
even
on
leave the planet.
the Marauder must be too.
It didn't look like they left planet. They're definitely still there.
No, I know. Oh my God. Janky ass swoop bike.
Guess I'll have to sell you for parts.
Fucked up.
No.
Because you're useless to me.
Hey, he's the most powerful thing in the place. What are you talking about?
You mean defective?
Our defective power droid.
Nice.
Now where's our ship?
Ha!
Just fucking clotheslined him.
Closed.
Oi, Gonki. You okay?
What do you care how
Gonky,
that
gonk.
thing's doing? It's just a beat-up old battery.
Watch your mouth, kid.
Mako has it. He gave me the droid as a gift.
Take us to it.
No way. I can't help you go against Mako. You don't know what he's done for me.
This
This poor
fucking
kid has
boy.
Stockholm syndrome, man.
Mako says they're useful skills.
Stealing's not a skill.
It is when you're good at it.
No, it absolutely is a skill. Ask any D&D player.
There is one covert infiltration point. From there. If timed correctly, we can rappel down between exhaust cycles.
Oh my God, this is so video game level. I love it.
Good luck. I'm rooting for you.
You can go once we have our ship back.
Yeah, kid, you should have thought of that before you stole the ship. You thought they were amateur miners. Couldn't be more wrong. Jesus.
Damn, Hunter.
Sick. He's pulling a Batman.
Does the droid not give a shit about Steam?
I was just thinking, if the commando droid was like, had its stock parts, it absolutely would detect him right there, but because they've totally given it like the cheapest possible options. Whoo! Jesus. I like the great floor in here. It's very Bespin freezing chamber, isn't it?
Oh, dude, it so is now that you mention that. That lighting is 100% Bespin.
All too easy.
Oh. That
Well,
droid
to answer your
melted,
question,
right?
I think yes, the droid cares about Steam.
That droid's melted, right? And just like that, it turns Mustafar real quick.
I know. I just got like flashbacks to the Battlefront Mustafar level.
And now, just like that, it's like Indiana Jones with the child labor.
I know, in the Temple of Doom.
It's because the Ipsium's become degraded. Mako had to lower wages just to keep this mine up and running.
Yeah, I feel bad for this kid. He doesn't know which way is up. Mako's got them all so totally just like gaslit, manipulated.
At least the ship isn't like Jawa stripped.
The
You know?
hyperdrive has been
That's true.
removed.
Ooh, hyperdrive's out. Yikes. Fuck yeah, look at this guy.
Fucking just.
Yeah,
Wow.
space chili. It's like black.
God.
Oh, he's got Melurons. He's got the good stuff in there. And some Jogan fruit.
Dude, he's just going.
That was a necessary shot. All of that. I loved it.
I know it's been a lean season. We've all had to make sacrifices and go without, including me.
Lies.
Yeah, you sure were sacrificing upstairs a minute ago.
This round's top earner is Drake.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Hey, he started from the bottom. Now he's here. Don't hate.
Oh god. Oh god.
They have to fight over this one bowl. Damn, this is messed up. Omega's really getting like a crash course in how dark the galaxy can be.
It's like this kid knows all the, passwords and sequences and shit.
Well, like he said, he's trying to work his way up the organization, stay out of the mines. So he's got jobs up here.
Oh man. This
What did you just do, kid?
twat.
He thinks he can kidnap her, and that's how he'll impress Mako.
Yep.
You can have my rations
Why would you give this to me?
for helping us.
Now you feel extra bad that you pushed that button, huh?
No.
Well, I think he feels conflicted at the very least. He's going to be the reason everything goes wrong, but
fact
he's
that
also going to be the reason they actually escape, I think.
True. The fact that animators are able to show that is amazing.
Oh, the facial expressions have been next level in this season.
Hey! Who are you?
Mako sent us.
We're just here for our ship.
Oh,
Get the engines online.
too late. Get the engines online. I gotta go beat up some kids.
I thought you said the Ipsium he is degraded.
It is.
Not according to this.
Let me see that.
Nah, shit's pure, and he's making a killing and giving you guys peanuts.
My thief caught another thief. Nicely done, Benny.
Sorry. I had to.
That's my boy. The title of top earner is definitely in your future.
And the droids carry stun batons because it's too dangerous to have blasters down here.
Care to show yourselves? And I'd rethink the blasters. One stray shot, and we're all done for. I think you'll reconsider.
Damn.
Lower your weapons, or she goes over.
Nice. I like that Wrecker's the first to lower his.
10 years in the mine sounds like a reasonable punishment if you survive that.
Nah, the orphans know the truth, though.
Take it below.
Benny spread the word that he found on that data pad, I bet.
You lied to us, Mako! The Ipsium's not degrading!
What's going on, Mako? We toil down in the mines while you enjoy the spoils?
Yeah, man, he was going full Denethor up there. Eating grapes. There's like 10 kids to every guard droid. There's no way. They're going to overwhelm him so fast.
It's true.
Come on, Omega. Hang in there. The droid's like, wait, no.
That's trust. That's trust and teamwork right there.
That was sick.
Jesus. That was a Batman level maneuver right there.
That was a hell of a lava pit. You could destroy a ring down there. Yeah, now what?
Oh my god.
Really?
Wow, he pushed himself over.
You never should have crossed me, kid.
And there he goes. Can't believe that guy thought he was tough enough to fight on his own. He has a fucking egg whisk for a hand. Now what do you guys do? You've got this whole Ipsium mine worth all this money.
Good to have you back.
Oh my god, it's me.
Oh, just a little feet waddle. Oh my
Just
god.
go give the Gonk a hug.
It's a big galaxy. You don't have to stay here.
With Mako gone, we'll all be getting an equal share of the profits now.
Benny! Chow time!
What is it?
The Empire's not the only threat. We've seen so many in the galaxy like Moko.
Unfortunately,
Omega's seen enough. She knows what she wants to do.
there are many like us out there as well. And that is something.
Do you mean like clones?
He means like helpers, you know?
Oh.
In the times of darkness, look to the helpers, the people that go out there to try and make things better. He's saying don't despair, because yeah, there's a lot of suffering, but there's a lot of people like us working to make it right.
That's
You know?
true. That's true.
An encouraging thought, and it's something that Omega really needs to hear, for sure.
That's a good closing thought. Good closing thought. Okay.
I liked it. I liked
See,
it.
that little half second made me think that they were going to show us something else all of a sudden. It's like, nope.
Right.
Right.
Meanwhile, no, we're going to have to wait till next time. Honestly, I dig it. I feel like the stories work a little better when they're split into 2 episodes like this. You know?
Well, yeah, you could. Oh, man, this closing's.
It's a really nice
there's
rendition of the
flutes.
theme.
There's like flutes and shit. It's almost.
They're really
like
stepping it up with
bagpipes.
the music. I've been noticing that. Yeah,
Or
this
it's
was a good
all
episode.
building.
And I have to say,
It's just
shame on
building
you,
up.
to all the people that said that Sid sold them out, all right? Have a little faith. Yeah, she's shady as fuck. Yeah, she's a Trandoshan, but Sid's not going to turn on the Bad Batch like that, all right? Watch me eat my words in a couple episodes. But until then, have shame.
Right? Yeah. Season one had 16 episodes, so I don't remember what the episode guide for this season. I know it's
We are definitely past the halfway mark, no matter how many episodes it turns out that we're going to get.
So we'll see if we get the full 16 or what. But
I really enjoyed
there's more.
Just like the visuals, the way they're lingering on these wide vistas and these open shots showing the landscape, really just showing off how good the graphics have gotten. Like you were saying, the facial expressions and stuff like that. Like when you think back to season 1 of the Clone Wars and how this animation started, like thinking that you would have like nuanced facial expressions going on these characters. Like we've come a long way, man.
Could you imagine what it would be like doing Ventress or Dooku's faces now? Or like how much expression we could get off of certain characters now, like Kit Fisto. Like there's certain people.
Well, hey, like yeah, things that they just didn't even think to try and articulate because they didn't have the graphics yet. But like never say never. Tales of the Jedi was super successful. We could get more of that, and that could the door is wide open for that in terms of opportunities.
Oh man, Tales of the Jedi was amazing. I really hope we get.
I can't wait for more of that, and you know it's coming. It's not announced, but you know it's coming.
It's just they have to choose which characters and which stories they want to do. 100%.
Yeah. And I think Ventress and Kit Fisto are 2 that we should definitely get stories for. Ironically enough.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was great. I think that it's time to return to Crosshair and Rex and Cody and see what all is going on with the rest of the clones. I think we have like another episode or 2 before we touch base with them, and I'm only basing that on my estimation for how many episodes total we're going to get, because I think we're going to end the season with those stories. So we'll see.
Like, do you still think
this was
think we'll get to the clone uprising by this season, or like do you think that might be?
I think we will. I think it's going to be the end of the season. That's how the season's going to end, with a clone uprising that is either going to end in a cliffhanger, or we're going to see it like put down pretty brutally by the Empire, because we all know that's what has to happen in history. That doesn't mean all the Bad Batch have to die in like a Rogue One scenario.
Oh, yeah.
It just means that they have to lose the uprising, and we're going to see a lot of clones die, and it's going to hurt really bad. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Yeah. The future is, I don't know. The future is bright. It's like you said. I think you had a really solid closing statement. That like again, there's only 6 episodes potentially left, and all 6 of them could very easily be going towards Cody, Rex, Crosshairs.
I think that's what we're building towards. Yeah.
Yeah.
And honorable mention, MVP of the episode, this motherfucker right here, Gonky. Absolutely saved the day. If
His
it wasn't
own
for
GPS.
Gonky being on board,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to track the ship in the first place.
Yeah.
No, that was excellent. He put up with some abuse in this episode. They called him useless. They called him defective. I won't stand for it. I won't stand
got
for
some
it.
shit talk.
We got some great shots in general of him. Some great potential GIF usage. Like as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, I'm going to use that GIF on Twitter. I'm going to use that GIF on Twitter. Like Wrecker going
The subtitle of
giving him a
Gonk
hug.
honking?
That's me.
Yeah, of Gonky Gonks. Yeah, no, it's great.
Oh my
Great
god,
reaction.
the shot where it lingered on his stupid like lack of a face and like to show his concern with the situation.
With his shaking. Yeah, yeah, it's
Peak comedy right there. That's the shit that I love Star Wars for. Like that's like a little person in a trash can, and we're like lingering for an emotional beat on this trash can person. Like,
and it's not even an actual trash can person. It's just like the
it's an animated depiction of a little person in a trash can at this point. Like we've gone so full like meta with it. It really is a beautiful thing.
Give us more gongs. Give us more gongs. Galaxy Edge gongs. Yeah, no, it'll be a thing.
All the gonks. Love it. And this episode was for the gonk lovers. Gonky really got to shine in this one, and I'm loving it.
Truly.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our reaction to Season 2, Episode 10 of The Bad Batch. This reaction has been edited by Nerd Chronic to comply with fair use. We cut it down to 10 minutes to show here on YouTube. If you want to check out the full-length, uncut version of this reaction, you can join our Patreon. There's a link in the description of the video to the Patreon page where you get access to full-length, unedited versions of reactions, early access. You can vote in content polls. There's a couple of Discord perks as well. Thanks again, and as always, may the Force be with you.